we're not getting started just right this second. We're going to let people roll in. All right, all right. We're just going to let a couple more folks get on. Hopefully everybody can read the caption. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hopefully people continue to roll on. Go ahead. Are you saying something, Smash?
No.
Okay, all right, hit mute. Okay, beautiful. Hey, everybody, this is your girl, Shanita, reporting the news right here in Dallas, Texas, USA, okay? We have something very, very important that is coming on the November ballot. It is going to be a historical vote, okay, because you are going to have to vote. Make sure if you're not registered to vote, you're going to get registered for November, okay? So right now, the city of Dallas has cite and release. That means you're going to get a ticket for whatever amount of cannabis that you have. And so we want to make sure that people are not being arrested or cited for um, low level amounts of cannabis. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
partner, you can say marijuana.
Okay, marijuana. Okay, that's cool. All right. And so we just want to make sure that we're not censored because we really want this message out. We want people to know how serious this is. The city of Dallas is a major city, and right now there is no legalization at all. In fact, again, you will receive a citation if you're pulled over and caught with any amount of marijuana. Okay, so we're going to get started with the beautiful Faye, Miss Tamara. If you can go ahead and tell us who you
and smash the topic land. I'm so happy to be here. A local Dallas community organizer. I've been doing this for years. I am here because I wanted to really center the voices of the people, right? Because we're here for a community around the Dallas Freedom Act and decriminalization in the city of Dallas, the 8th largest city in America. We need decriminalization yesterday, right? Like, we really need to understand that this would change the lives of 2,000 people by not sending them to Lulu. Call it Lulu, y'all call it Luster, jail, right? We need to decrease the amount of TDCJ numbers. We need to keep our people safe. This is a safety thing, you know what I mean? So we're pushing for decriminalization. We started back in, what was that? January? Yeah. So January, February, in doing this work with Decrim Dallas and getting the signatures we needed to get that to the city secretary's office this week. And we're going to tell you a little bit about what this means for you, how we're going to need your vote, and centering your Black and brown voice, because you matter in this fight. Like, you matter, and that's what we're here for. We're here for you.
Okay, so let me ask you, in the caption, it mentions Decrim. So Decrim Dallas, I know that is a organization, correct? So could you just explain what Decrim Dallas is?
So Decrim Dallas is it's a local movement, but God, you have to understand, this is a nationwide conversation. The Congress, the House, and so many people have been having conversations about to decriminalize marijuana in the amounts of 2 to 4 ounces. Now, that's best practices nationwide. Now, what Dallas was able to do with the help of some of our amazing organizers, Chaga and me and Ant, and just so many people came together with the Office of Police Oversight, and we made some recommendations to their policy. So in 2021, when our new chief came in, we put pressure on them to make sure they passed policy 313.05, which made it illegal to arrest for 2 ounces or less of 2 ounces or less of marijuana. But what we found when we did a report on the 3rd anniversary of George Floyd's murder is that they were still arresting for it. They were still arresting for it. And what we saw was that there was up charges, right? Like paraphernalia and these very vague definitions of paraphernalia, right? So people were still going to jail.
In Dallas.
They were still going to jail in Dallas, being shipped to Luster. And these are those 2,000 people, right, that we're talking about. And what decriminalization means is basically, let's go up to the standard of best practices. If the city of Dallas, the city manager, the city attorney, if Chief Garcia want to say that we're a 21st century policing city, and you want to keep using that language, then we have to live by those ideals and be the best city we can be. We have to go to 4 ounces. We need to follow suit of so many states that have already decriminalized marijuana.
And cities
And
within
cities and
Texas.
counties. The Texas Cannabis Collective and so many people like with Ground Game Texas have decrimmed and didn't. Have done this work in Austin. Just got a big win in Austin because Ken Paxton's case got dismissed, right? So things like that. We need to decrim. We need to take it to 4 ounces. Dallas can do it. Why not? We're bringing everything here but the right laws. Like we have to decrim.
Hey,
Let's do it
Denton.
now.
Denton, y'all.
Yes.
Denton. Do y'all know where Denton is?
Denton.
Okay, Denton passed. In fact, the voter turnout soared with younger people because, again, it is a public safety issue.
Yeah, so I just basically want to say thank you to the community. Thank you to the CBD shops, the smoke shops, all these allies. Thank you to the organizations, staff, you know what I mean? Being able to do this work and turn in those signatures is monumental. I want to say thank you to the city secretary's office too, because I need you, and I know that you can, as a black woman-led office. I know y'all gonna count them signatures, and I know you're gonna do the right thing.
And we appreciate you.
And we appreciate that, but I want to make sure that the transparency is there.
That's right.
We want to know when you are opening our boxes and counting those petitions because we want to know what's going on. And just thank the city council members that have already stood up for decrim, right? We want to thank those city council members, and we want you to bring your friends along, bring your homies from districts, all the districts, and we want all of y'all to support decrim because it's smart, it's solution oriented, and it saves the city money.
Okay, so you just said something key. You want all of them to support. Let's talk about the senior citizen level of support, like the elders, the ones that when you see on TV, the police sitting in a room and have like all of this big chunk of marijuana in their hand, pointing to the camera, this close to the camera. What do you think? What do you say to that senior citizen about what's really going on?
Does anybody else want to talk about the baby boomers? Is anybody a baby boomer?
I know right here, you said your dad.
Yeah,
Talk about your dad.
I mean, I think it goes. My name's Stanton, by the way, founder of Dallas for Change, part of this coalition, Mason Coalition, people that care about people, that care about coalition building, that care about moving forward as a city. Yeah, I mean, you know, growing up in a Hispanic family and in a Catholic, you know, family as well, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of miseducation that happens, you know. In my personal experience, you know, my parents, my family, they associate, you know, marijuana with cocaine and methamphetamines, you know, and that not only creates a problem, but it also creates a lot of trauma within the family dynamics. There's a lot of separation that happens between families because, you know, there might be a different understanding of marijuana to somebody that's 25, 35 years old than somebody that's 70, 80 years old, right? So that's another focus that I always want to bring into the city is, you know, how do we educate those people that might not have access to that education, right? Because, you know, I feel lucky and privileged that I do have access to the resources, right? I do have access to different organizations and people that do the research
and the real education.
And exactly, and have the real education, not just, you know, biased studies by, you know, so and so. I'm not gonna name anybody, but we have to focus on that education, and we have to create avenues for our elders to understand the issues of today.
And, you know, people, so wherever I go, because I support Decrim Dallas, so wherever I go, I'm literally at Coulter's in Oak Cliff by Redbird, and I'm in the line and I'm making a public service announcement to everybody, everywhere I go, to let them know. And I did have some elders, and they were like, oh, yeah, we're going to vote for it. My nephews, you know, so we want to make sure that this becomes a true safety issue. And it's just not about smoking weed and going out to kill somebody, which there was actually a senior that said that nobody gets up no matter how much marijuana. This is in Denton when they were last year, and she said she called it pot and said that she's never known anybody to smoke a whole lot of pot and go kill someone. So
I mean, if we just think about the fact of I'm sorry, I'm Leilani Russell. But if we just think about the fact of why it's even legal in certain places, why did it start being legal in certain places? Certain places legalized it strictly for health reasons. And they talked about all the good properties in it and how it was helping people with manage their pain and how it was healing people and things like that. And there are a lot of people who have gone to different places and they're off of certain medications. They are feeling better than they ever did, or able to do things that they were never able to do. So at what point do we, when we're talking about, advancing as a society, then we do not have the conversation about marijuana actually advancing society, helping society, growing society. So in order to get to that point, when we try to compare it with the whole war on drugs and things like that, it's really, it doesn't, what they say, you can't compete where you don't compare. They don't compare. They are two different entities. That is not something that, but it's crazy because it is something that can really help you and make you feel good, while we're looking at the pill epidemic and saying that, well, these are legalized things and people are abusing it, we got to get them help and things like that. But these people are actually going crazy. They're actually dying off of these
opioids,
legalized pills that their doctors are prescribing for them. Bad things are happening to them, while we have a plant that can actually heal them, and we want to put you in jail for it. So when we look at the research, when we look at the things that are happening, it does not add up. When we say as a society we want to be better, but we cannot look into the fact that this is going to better us.
Okay, boom, you said as a society. So can someone talk about how it's legal in half of the states and illegal in the other half, and how that is not
I don't mind talking about
marginalizing
it, but I did want to bring up a segue that Lalani talked about and Ant talked about. So I know a lot of the generation, the older generation, even though they had so many influences, the what do you call that? The Woodstock, right? Like,
yeah, that's right.
When you think about the Woodstock generation, with them, I think it really is about saving, like, cost. Like, what does it cost us to be arresting for this, and how much bulk work do we put on the local police department and the jails, right? With these obscene low level marijuana offenses, where people are being just herded into Lou like, if we want to save the county millions, right, and potentially the taxpayers millions, and we're gonna have to think about smart decisions, right? People say you do stupid things, you get stupid prizes. I think we're getting a lot of stupid prizes from putting so much stress on our local police department when they can be focused on serious crime, because we know we need them to be focused on getting those call times down. And serious crime is a thing, and you can't focus.
Violent crime is up.
Violent serious crime is a thing, and it's up, right? With our youth and all these things like that. Why can't we hyper focus on figuring out better ways, 21st century policing ways to do that? And how do you do that? You got to decrim these low-level nonsense offenses
and make it law.
You have to make it. We're going to have to change the charter. We have to push for potential legalization, but we have to do that this way. And so that's what I tell a lot of the generation that is just maybe detached from it, but probably have done it, or they don't know if they want to support it out loud. But also, we had signers that were older. You know what I mean? As a coordinator on the Ground Game Texas campaign, I saw a lot of older signers and that supported it. And also, we have to think about the fact that they don't know that it's a new, they don't know it's a new era of the ways that these heals and helps people, right? That's why we have the shops. That's why we have so many allies in our community, because this is a new era. There's multiple ways to get this done, and we can't leave it to one entity to try to control, like the Ken Paxtons of the world. We have to make sure that educate. As long as you're going to educate our older voter, I promise you, every time the voter always says, you know what, I didn't think about it like that. You know, I'm going to vote for the Dallas Freedom Act because I didn't think about it the way you're presenting it. You got to educate the people because they don't know that every point of action for the Dallas Freedom Act, for decrim in Dallas, is way more positive than the other side.
Okay, so let me ask you, because again, you talked about, yeah, for sure.
before we get too that far down into the technicals, my name is Chonga Higgins. I'm founder of Dallas Action. Been working on policing and criminal justice issues for a long time. To all the people out there with Smash the Topic that's listening, I just don't want it to be missed on y'all that November 5th,
That was
if you
smash
ain't
question.
never had nothing to vote for, and
Yes.
you one of those people
Yes.
who look at all of this stuff out here and be like, the Democrats, the Republicans, don't let them care
don't
about us.
matter.
It's not no reason for me to vote.
That's right.
This is the reason for you to come out and vote.
Make history.
On November 5th, if you are registered to vote, we need you to come vote so we can stop the Dallas Police Department from arresting people for 4 ounces or less of marijuana. That's what we're talking about.
What date again?
November 5th. We're putting on the ballot to be able to have a QP or less legal possession without you going to jail. That's what we're talking about.
And let me just share, I'm glad you said that, because listen, people that normally vote when y'all are saying it doesn't matter, they're going to be turning out for the president, okay? And some of those might click no. So we need to make up for that. You need new voters. You need people that don't really vote as much or not at all, but they're registered to vote. Anyone and everyone that is registered, if you believe in decriminalizing and creating a very safe environment and decrease the overcrowding in the jails, then this one is for you.
How many of y'all done got evicted because of a marijuana arrest? How many of y'all done lost your job because you done sat up in jail for a few grams or whatever, probably less weed, marijuana than you had in your baggie that you or possession for some paraphernalia or something like that? How many of y'all have lost y'all jobs, or your mama done lost your job, your daddy, your brother, your cousins, your sisters, your aunties over this, or lost your kids, or lost money, period, disrupted your family over being arrested over low-level marijuana offenses that ain't hurting nobody, right? This is what you come out to vote for. If it's anything that if you never felt like it was something to vote for, this is the time to get registered to vote and to go vote on November 5th to stop this, because what we're trying to do, and it's bigger than the weed too, it's the marijuana.
Marijuana.
It's bigger than the marijuana, because this is really about stopping the police from using it as an excuse to profile us, harass us. Oh, we smell like weed. Come here. You smell like we thought you saw you smoking a blunt. We saw smoke come out your car, pull you over. This is about getting the police one more step to get the police out of our lives, because we know that stopping people and arresting them for marijuana ain't making the community no safer. It ain't stopping nobody from killing nobody. It ain't stopping none of the crimes. It's not helping the police come faster when you do need the police, when you do call the police. It's not helping them come any faster. That's what this is about, y'all. This is about doing something that's right for the people and getting the police up out of our life as much as possible. That's why you need to come vote on November 5th.
And let me tell you, let me ask you, what kind of work went into this? What did it take to be able to, what does it take to be able to get on the ballot? Signatures, what does it take? Can you explain what you guys had to do?
Yeah, so we basically had to, one, build out this amazing coalition, as you can see, some amazing people here in representation of the work that's being done. Two, we had to make sure it was a charter amendment year, right? We haven't had a charter amendment since 2014, real charter amendment process, even though you can do charter amendments every 2 years. But since the city of Dallas is taking this up in 2024, we knew we had a small window. So we got to work. You know, back in August, we started organizing around it, and we made sure that it was something that we could get and we could get signatures for.
How many signatures were needed?
It was about 20,000 signatures needed for the locality, the city secretary's office, to be able to file it, to actually get it on, move forward in the process to get it on the ballot. So we turned in those 50,000.
Wow. So you only needed 20,000, but you turned in 50,000.
Yeah.
That's
beautiful. It was so much work that went into this, you all.
And I saw y'all out there. We kind of helped, and you know, everybody just kind of helped in. Now we're out on the ground.
And we couldn't have done it without the community. I'm gonna say that. Like, I bleeping love y'all. Like, I really do, man. We had in the sleet, in the snow, in the rain.
Yeah, the rain.
You look, what they say, through heartache and pain. We had so many people getting signatures and going around and talking to our allies and shops and
Businesses,
being at
yeah.
festivals and businesses and so many organizations, out here. That's what it took. You know what I mean? It took us getting those signatures. It's going to take us to get the city council to get on board. And for those who haven't, again, this is smart policy. This is a smart charter update. So what that means is like the stone, and this is going to be a law that they cannot arrest for 4 ounces or less. And if I could tell you as far as how many people, hundreds of people came together between coalition membership bodies, between staff, between the organization, between just people out there on the streets wanting to get signatures for us. This took a huge engine.
I know. I signed on Martin Luther King at the Martin Luther King parade. Yeah.
Much respect to East Dallas. Much respect to South Dallas. I'm talking about signatures. Oak Cliff was signing. Everywhere I went to get signatures, East Dallas was signing. Everywhere I went to get signatures, the South Dallas was signing. So I want to say like this: y'all did the hard work. Now it's time just to go vote.
When?
November 5th.
Y'all heard that, November 5th. That was Smash's question. Okay, when can we?
Last date to register to vote is October 7th.
Say that again.
October 7th is the last day to register.
So
to vote.
if you're not registered to vote, when
If you're
again?
not registered to vote, you have until October the 7th, 2024.
Y'all better find somebody. Go to the library, get you a mail
Find
in.
any one of us.
Do
Find any
something.
one of us.
And I'm not even trying to be funny or anything, because I've gotten government assistance. A lot of us have.
Yes.
But a lot of these charges make you lose your government assistance. And right now it's time to renew a lot of these government benefits. And while you're renewing, make sure that you register to vote. It's already on there. You don't have to do anything extra. So when you're trying to figure out, well, dang, man, I gotta go find somewhere to register, I gotta go do this, it's already in your renewal form. It's already there. So there are places that are out here. And then also stop making it. And the only reason I'm saying this is because we always have excuses. I've had this conversation with many people about voting, and it's always an excuse to not vote. And why is it important? And why do I have to do this? And why do I have to do that? It's for you. It's to save you. That's your voice. And when you decide that you don't want to speak up and have a voice and lose your voice, then you allow other people to dictate how you are to be treated, how you are to be handled going forward. So make sure that you go out there and you stand up and say, no, you cannot just handle me any kind of way. And if you're not the one that smoked, no, you cannot handle my nephew, my son, my daughter, my grandmother, whoever it is, any type of way. I'm going to stand up for them. Make sure that you intercede for them, because that is what our vote is for. It is not just for you and your personal benefit. It is for everybody. It is to save your entire family. You cannot go out here and fight the world. So how do you get out there and have a place to try to fight the world? You vote. You stand up. You say something. You speak out. So register to vote by October 7th. Make sure you go out and you vote on November the 5th. October 7th, November the 5th. If you cannot remember it, put it in your calendar.
Oh, they're going to put it in the chat too. They're going to put it in the chat.
Make sure that you get together and do it together. Y'all can
That's
go
right.
as a group. Just like we can go to the club and we can go to brunch together.
To
Why
the
we can't go
concert.
vote together? You know what I'm saying? As long as you got one person with a car, you can go pick up everybody and y'all can go out there and do it.
Listen, we got something real important on the ballot in November.
on
We
now,
need to
we got
all go
something.
vote. Everybody get in the car, get in the van.
It's time.
Awesome. That is so beautiful. Thank you for saying that. And then all everybody's calling my phone, y'all. So Lou Sterrett, I mentioned, I've heard Lou Sterrett, but there are people who are not quite charged, maybe not even for marijuana, but for anything. They have not been convicted of anything, but they're sitting in there. Maybe they can't afford the bail. And those people can vote for this as well. You're sitting in jail, you can vote. I know that you guys did. Can you just talk a little bit about like the importance of even people in Lou Sterrett going to vote for this?
Yes.
That are not convicted?
My name is Julie. And so people in jail can still vote. I mean, they can vote. But what we learned from the last time that we tried to get people to vote was that the loved ones that are in jail, have to let them know in advance, at least a week before it's time to vote, that they want to vote. Another thing is that they have to be registered. No felony. So, they're going to put a lot of blocks on trying to get them to vote, but you got to do it. You let them know that you want to vote. they will pull you down. They'll take you to go vote, and it's that soon.
When you say they, who is they? The
the
jailers?
the jailer. I mean the guards.
Okay.
But you have to let them know. I don't know if you have to put in an I-60. I'm not real clear about the details, but
You can ask your nearest
you
jailer.
can ask.
the
You can
nearest sheriff.
ask your jailer and let them know that you want to vote. Because if you wait to the day to vote, they're going to say it's too late. You were supposed to sign up a week beforehand, but they don't let them know that. So y'all need to know that.
Now
let
you
your
know.
loved ones know that are in there that they can vote.
And if you can, for me, if you can, after the live is off, if you can spend some time and just kind of rewrite that comment,
Sure,
that would be
sure. I
great.
will
What
do
they
that.
need to do
What
1
needs
week in
the
advance.
process.
Yeah,
Yes.
because we want to make sure that they can go and vote
Yes.
too. I know we have people from the union here. You guys were a part of this. Can you just real quickly before we, and I'm just going to kind of go before we log off. I know we've been on for a minute.
About the union?
Yeah, but what is your role in this to
Well,
decriminalize?
I'm a delegate to the Central Labor Council of the AFL-CIO, and we just endorsed the Dallas Freedom Act. So I was there. But yeah, we just support the fight for democracy. We want people to get out to vote. So that's another good reason to support it. And also, yeah, it's a racial justice thing. Stop getting the police off black and brown people's back and stuff like that. So that's
Especially
another,
black folks, guys.
yeah. So that's another reason that we support it. So all those reasons, just, yeah, fighting for equality.
Yes.
Speaking of equality, so like I mentioned earlier, half of the states, it's legalized. And so that puts a disadvantage to a lot of the businesses where it's not legalized. So can you talk about that margin, that same thing? And as we've always, that whole system about being disproportionately, where there's a gap in equity, right? So can you talk about that since it is legal and there's shops that are already going in Colorado and California and everywhere? What does that mean to the local business owner, the CBD shop, the hemp store?
For sure. That's a great question.
You have to speak up.
My name is Mimi. I'm with Happy Treats. This is the owner of Happy Treats, Ms. Valerie Friday. She is a very unique case, and that's why we love the industry that we're in, is that it opens up a very wide lane for black and brown people, women, to be able to be entrepreneurs and to be able to be in a lane that we're actually passionate about. There's not many industries that afford that opportunity to us where we're able to be our own bosses. And so decriminalization will, in essence, open up those opportunities even further. There's the economic benefits, there's the mental wellness benefits, the holistic health benefits that we're wanting to make sure that we charge.
Hey, that's my home girl. Hey,
Oh, is it? Hey, smashed.
I'm talking about Valerie right here. Hey, girl.
What'd you say, Smash? What'd you say?
That's my home girl. That's Valerie Friday, man. We went to elementary all the way up.
Oh, wow. That's so beautiful.
Thanks for having us here. We thank you, Smash, for supporting all the things that you do and making sure that we know what's going on in our community and giving us the education that we need to evolve. So I'm Val, and I am owner of Happy Treats Herbal Infusion Shop and Lounge. And what we do is we educate the people on what cannabis is. A lot of people don't know that cannabis is a flower. So it grows. It's a flower. It's really a flower. If you look it up, it's a flower. It's an herb. It's a flower. It's a flower. So we have to change the language as well. And when you understand the flower and its wholeness, it's so much to this flower. It's not just marijuana. It's CBD, CBN, CBG, TCHA, TCHCA, all of the components to the plant. It's not just a plant that gets you high, but it's a plant that also heals you in areas that is only diagnosed by your whatever is going on with you. And so I truly believe it eliminates anxiety, depression, mental health, aggression, and CBD is one of those components of cannabis that doesn't have the euphoric effect, but it also has those components to calm the mind and the body. CBN is one that helps with insomnia, and so it's a lot of other components to this flower. It's a flower. And now people are starting to call me the flower fairy. So if you come over to Happy Treats Herbal Infusion, we will educate you on cannabis and how to evolve in the knowledge so that you can tell your grandparents. And I have a lot of elderly people who are consumers of the flour, but they are now evolved to consuming it in other ways. And the education that goes with that, oh my God, they are so elated to know that, hey, I can just rub this on and, you know, I can, it's so broad.
Especially if you have arthritis.
If you have arthritis, if you have headaches, any type of pain, it's so much that this cannabis flower will do.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that education. Okay, so we have two people that haven't spoke. Do you guys, okay, Boom, do you want to say anything about?
I just want everyone to come out. This is your opportunity.
When do they come out?
November 5th. But make sure you're registered by October 7th.
My birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, early birthday.
I want everyone to use this as an opportunity. People say that no one does anything for them. This is a direct opportunity to vote for something that you can say you were a part of change. And that's all that
Historic
we want.
change.
Historic change.
Never, y'all don't understand the history of Dallas, okay? Oh, can you close us out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Smash the topic y'all need to know. If you ever want to see cannabis, marijuana, the flower legal in this state,
You better do it now.
you need to come vote on November 5th, because if you're looking at Colorado and these other states, the way that they did it, it was not just some states just decided to pass it. But most states like Colorado, it was county by county, doing what we're doing right now. So we need to crack Dallas. If you ever want to be able to freely enjoy.
Before Houston.
Yeah, before Houston. So if you ever want to be able to freely enjoy in the state and it be legal, and the path to legalization is by doing this. If we can get it in Dallas County, we can get it in Terry County, we can get it in every other county. Denton County, it's already there. So
Denton County,
in the city, it's there. But this is how we're gonna crack that nut. So if you for legalization, there's another reason for you to come vote on November 5th.
Or if you got a little nephew, little Pookie, you got a grandson, little Ray, and you know, you have the veterans.
It's really that's one of the reasons why I dove into it, because our elderly is really needing this for. It needs to be decriminalized. They have served, and it doesn't make sense that they can't get it.
Most people forgot about it.
Exactly.
And
And
arrested.
a lot of the great homeless population.
I had a grandmother that had Parkinson's, and I had a grandmother that had breast cancer 5 times, and she ended up passing a stage 4 bone cancer. When it came to pain management, those are the only things that helped. And because of the fact that it's not legal, both of them got to experience only a couple of times because they were so scared of being criminalized or people feeling some type of way about them. I'll never forget my daddy telling my grandmother, if it's helping you, Mama, why won't you do it? And she was like, well, my church members come over here and this and that. And she beat herself up. So she rather sit in pain. Stage 4 bone cancer, every bone in her body was broken, then to get the help that she needed. So we really have to get out here. And then for those of you who feel like, baby, I don't care, because I'm gonna smoke my weed, I'm gonna smoke my marijuana when I want to, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and all of those things, it's not just about you. What about your children who might not have the same strength as you? What about your grandchildren? What about, we have to start this stuff now, because nothing happens overnight. It starts with one generation and it trickles down until it gets better. So we have to make sure that we are standing up now so that in years to come, our kids are not still fighting for their rights. It's ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, and listen, they put in a lot of work for y'all. So you didn't have to put the work in. All you got to do is walk yourself and drive yourself to the poll and go vote in November.
And on November 5th, you got to register. You have any voter registrars here?
I do. I am.
Okay, good. So
okay.
We're going to be interacting with you all from now until. Okay, if I gotta drag most of y'all to the polls, we're gonna have to get a bus. Who can drive the bus?
Okay, I can. Hey, I'll follow the bus. We'll film the bus.
It's funny, but I'm not gonna lie, because DNA taught me how to drive a bus the last election. Wow. And I drove people in
Black Voters Matter has a bus.
The polls. So if we gotta get a bus again, we're gonna get on the bus and we're gonna go out there.
Come on,
but all I
Charter.
need you to do is do your part before we can get you to the polls. That's no problem. You have to do your part by October 7th and make sure that you register to vote so we can get a bus, so we can pick you up and we can make sure that you're able to vote and get this taken care of.
And those that are registered to vote, we appreciate your continuous vote. You want to close us out?
So basically, you heard everything that you can hear. We definitely centered Black voices, brown voices, the voters' voices. I'm so happy we were able to do this in this space.
Everybody's voices, white voters, everybody.
Everybody. But we definitely want to make sure we educate our people, because our people don't know the process of how it looks to get to that poll and vote for this act. So again, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate what Smash does for the community and keeping us up to date. Because baby, half of my news comes from Smash. I don't read nothing. Okay,
she's a Smash
other media. Okay, all my news comes from Smash. But I do want to thank some people, right?
Yes.
I want to thank the coalition, everybody that, all the organizations that sign up in support. Like we said, AFL-CIO, Texas Organizing Project, Dallas for Change. I want to thank the smoke shops that allowed us to put these petitions, you know what I mean, in their shops. I want to thank Black Voters Matter. I want to thank Black Voters Matter. I want to thank League of Women Voters. I want to thank United DFW, Working Families Party, the Dallas Democratic Party. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adam Swartz. Thank you, Cardall, for standing with us, right? We want to thank Somos Tejas for standing with us, Dallas Action for standing with us. We want to thank so many.
And we want to thank the city secretary for getting us on the ballot in November.
And thank you, Billy Ray, because baby, I know
we love you, Billy Ray.
Everything you need to do to make sure those
I sent it a heart yesterday. Thank you so much.
Are counted correctly, but we want to tell everybody. But also John Fullenwinder, that Decrim wouldn't even be, you know what I mean? Like, he the one that referred Ground Game Texas to come and speak with 2 Black organizers in the city of Dallas to actually, you know, think about what this looks like to come here. So thank you, John Fullenwinder. Thank you. I just want to end off by saying thank you, Ground Game Texas, for taking a chance on Dallas, and bringing true equity, right? The jobs that you brought here for the people who needed it so much. Thank you for that. And you know, we want y'all to come with us on this journey. If y'all want another one of these, some real talk, if you want some real talk,
put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Let us know. We'll come back to
Put your questions in there.
We'll bring every smoke shop in Dallas, okay? And now you're gonna have to pay the dough, but but thank you. If you want to see another one, let us know. Give us your feedback. If you have questions, put it in the chat. I promise you we'll get one of our subject experts to answer your questions in that chat. There's going to be so many people that need exactly what we need, and that's just for you to get out and vote November the 5th on the Dallas Freedom Act. We're making history.
Dallas Freedom Act.
This ain't never been done.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. November when? When did they go?
Let's decriminalize Dallas. I want you to vote.
When?
November the 5th. I'm not going to keep saying it. I'm going to have people come.
Put it in the chat, y'all. November 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Happy Treats, and we'll have voter registration cards there.
Okay, y'all can just Google that. All right, thank y'all so much. Thank you, Smash the Topic. And I know that, yes, I know that this is something that is very important to you and to the Smashers and Smashettes and all of the world. Please watch Dallas, Texas. Everyone in the entire world, we are international. Please watch to see what Dallas is going to do if they are truly greater, as they say, than Houston, Texas, and Austin, Texas, because we're all working on it. All right, thank y'all so much.
Thank you. I love y'all.
All right. Woo.